That is Hip Hop album review. Roc Marciano, Marci Beaucoup. One of the Dead Hip Hop members, Rod, aka Modest Media, he had this in his top 5, and B said that he could replace Empire Strikes Back with Marci Beaucoup. And I personally, I think this was a pretty solid project. Like I said, in the top 5 of 2013, for me, I just felt like the production definitely held this back, and upon further review, I still feel the same. If you watch the show, you could definitely tell what I like and what I don't like, or certain things where I can give credit to where the artist is dope, but it's just not necessarily my cup of tea. Roc Marciano's one of them guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I respect him. I think that he is a dope lyricist. I think he is very unique in how he spits hard shit, but his voice is so feathery on beats. Like it's not, he doesn't have like a commanding voice. It's like he just flows on beats, you know what I'm saying? So I like that about Roc, but again, like the production just felt too much of the same for me. On this entire project. It almost felt like the beats were just looped beats, you know what I'm saying, throughout. And that's the thing that really held it back for me. I think Roc is definitely a dope artist. You know what I'm saying? No shots against him, but he's just not, like I don't put him in my top. I don't necessarily listen to Roc like that. I have to be in a mood to listen to this because again, like this project isn't whack. It's just not something I can listen to every day. You know what I'm saying? Give me a Big Crit. Give me Logic. Give me Logic.
My baby Logic.
Give me Brother Ali. I roll with Brother Ali like that. You know what I'm saying? Typically, I'm more of a hype type of guy. You know what I'm saying? I could play Denzel Curry almost any time, and like I like being hyped. Like I grew up on Trick Daddy. You know what I'm saying? I grew up. Like when I came into hip hop and I loved hip hop, I came up on stuff that was more hype, you know what I'm saying? So when I listen to Roc Marciano, I just need to be in that mood, kind of sort of like an Action Bronson. I just have to be in that mood. And this is definitely chill. This is definitely in the rotation. Definitely in the rotation when I feel that way. I can't just put it on whenever, but when I'm like, dang, let me just calm down, let me just chill. I could definitely throw on this album right here and it'll put me where I need to be. How you were saying, like he spits a lot of true like street shit, and it's like he is talking to you, right. and I think that's where I get like the smoothness from, and it's cool, like I grew up in the hood too, so I get a lot of the references and everything he's talking about, but I definitely, and it's kind of ironic, my favorite joint on this is 456 with Action Bronson. That was my favorite. Action killed it. Again, like I said on the review, I love his flow. I love Action's flow, and couple that with Roc, it was a decent project, man. It's just for me, it doesn't get me excited. It's not like, oh my god, I gotta go listen to this again. But again, like as a mood album, I could definitely throw this on and vibe out to it and just chill.
I like this, man. Roc put out, like B said earlier with last year, the Empire Strike Back and this one too. I think they are neck and neck. I think this one was definitely good. It caught me. It was surprising because he had been promoting and marketing this as almost like a compilation. So for me, I thought it was going to be just Roc supply beats with the artist and the artist rapping over them, but it wasn't. Like Roc Marciano rapped on all of the tracks, and so it really turned into almost like a Roc Marciano album, featuring all of his hip hop friends, and so yeah, I like the beats on here, and I think part of the reason that I like the beats is what the artists themselves kind of have to do with them, because a lot of them don't necessarily have that standard boom bap type of sound to them, that 4/4 that they can immediately catch onto the beat and they know where everything is at. Like it's real spacey, it's airy. Sometimes they don't even have a drum pattern to it or whatever. So they have to kind of, I feel like they're almost being challenged in a sense of trying to rap over these style of beats and really stay on par. But
it's kind of like what Alchemist was saying, like with Roc Marciano in particular, like how he wouldn't make this over gaudy beat with him because of his rap style.
Of course, but I was gonna say, like, but doesn't it just feel a little too empty? Like that's how it felt for me. It just felt a little too empty.
I think he needs it to be that empty for the kind of MC he is, though.
And I feel that I just wanted a couple of tracks that he should be, because I feel like he stayed in his comfort zone, and I'm fine with that with artists. It's just that I didn't feel like there weren't enough tracks to just vary it. That's all I feel. It was just too empty for me on the production side.
I mean, that's valid. I could definitely hear that. I mean, it's consistent in sound throughout the whole project. I think that consistency is part of its strength, you know, because, you know, it creates a cohesive, you know, theme about the album itself. Roc said that, you know, I'm going to recruit some of my favorite MCs and I'm going to put them on my production, and this is what I'm gonna put out.
But don't we go on artists when they don't have very production? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that a knock that we typically give artists when they just kind of stay streamlined? So for me, that's what kind of made this a little boring for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it made me a mood album.
I can see what he's saying.
No, yeah. I'm not disagreeing with him as far as it being a mood album, because I could definitely see it being a mood album for a lot of people. I think for Roc though, and I get what you're saying, but I think for Roc it fits him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for him to venture out and do, you know, something different than this, because this is his comfort zone, you know, it works. He's found his lane, and he's staying in that lane. And but yeah, you know, it was good to hear some of these MCs, because I was curious to see how they would rap over some of Roc stuff. Matthew Ragazzino, Action Bronson, Freeway. Yeah, so to hear all of them come on there and hear their take on a Roc Marciano beat, you know, was interesting to hear. So consider the fact that we have a lot of hip hop that has that standard boom bap sound. Sometimes it's nice and refreshing to hear something a little bit different. So I can see where you're saying, like, you know what? I'm tired of hearing that same old boom bap shit over and over again. I'm gonna put on something different. Like you said, it's a mood album for you. Like, I'm hearing that same old boom bap, Joey Badass, you know, shit or whatever. Man, let me put on something that's, you know, a little bit different, kind of break up what I've been listening to for a while. And I think that's what you get with this album. So and man, yeah, they definitely, you know, they were on it, man. I think what did he say? She loves the shit out of me or something. I forgot the name of the song.
Lucky I'm with her.
Yeah, she lucky I'm with her. Then like a hungry motherfucker with chicken.
Yeah.
Like, he paints these pictures, and like when he says a line, you can immediately see it, you know, in a sense. So yeah, I fucked with this, man. I thought it was good. Yeah, it was good.
Why y'all just turned his head over at me like that? Yeah, I love this project. I mean, I think for me being a huge, everybody know I'm a huge Roc Marciano fan. I think from Marsburg to Greenberg to Reloaded, I think, he was going to what?
No, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think, yeah, like, just from the beginning, this Roc Marciano gave me what I pretty much expected. Like, you know, people said he may have that spaced out production, but I think the way his wordplay and the way he say stuff, man, I think it fits it so well. I don't even want him to try to veer off and like go like super left or whatever with his production, at least, you know, because his wordplay fits his production so well. I mean, he's been producing this whole album since he's been coming out. So I mean, him producing this production wasn't, you know, it didn't surprise me at all. Only thing I was surprised was that he was on the mic so much, because I thought, similar to Ken, I thought it was just like a lot of MCs were going over Roc Marciano's beats. That's what I thought. So when I was hearing him rap, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, okay, he's spitting with Evidence. He's spitting with Blue. That was another one that I wasn't expecting to be on the album, was Blue. I didn't expect him to do a collaboration with Roc Marciano. I thought a couple of the features, and I think by this being so, the production style being so fit well for Roc Marciano, I think some of the MCs sounded kind of out of place or whatever, or they didn't sound comfortable on the track.
Who you think sounded out of place?
Old boy that was on Dollar Bitch, Matthew
Ragazzino.
I thought he didn't sound whack. He just didn't sound comfortable on that type of production. Freeway sounded good though. I thought Freeway sounded good on.
Freeway went off.
Yeah, I thought Freeway sounded with that dun dun.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then Freeway was killing it. I'm like, okay, because I didn't know how Freeway, when I saw the feature and I listened to the beat, I'm like, how Freeway gonna come with this? Because I'm like, this is very odd, but I knew Freeway was gonna be comfortable. Another person that I actually was impressed, and I didn't really care too much for him on Reloaded, was Nodus the Pirate. I thought he killed his features on this project, because I wasn't really feeling him on Reloaded that much. I mean, of course, Kai, him and Kai had that relationship. I can't wait till they come out with their joint project together.
I just like Boldy James.
That's another one. But I thought Boldy James sounded a little uncomfortable on that track too.
Really?
Yeah, Boldy James was cool. I mean, he made a slept-on project with Alchemist last year that caught me by surprise. But I thought on this particular project, I thought Boldy James didn't sound like too comfort. I thought Guilty Simpson sounded fucking. He did his thing. Of course, Evidence. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I thought Evidence. To me, my two favorite were Evidence and Freeway. I thought Freeway mainly because I feel like his flow, like he added to the beat, like with you know what I'm saying? Like the way he was flowing on that, I definitely felt like he added to the airy beat.
I'm glad he got Gangrene and because they did a project together as well. I thought that track fit well. I thought
Cycle War.
Yeah, I thought and speaking of your boy 2Kai, I thought what's that song? The song after Cycle War. I thought that his vocals was a little too light on that production because it was very spacey and loud. But I thought Kai was, and he raps
always like that.
But but on this one, it was like, damn, I can't even hear what you saying, dude.
You heard Lights Gambit, that whole project. Is like that.
Oh yeah, I know.
He always turns his vocals down. I don't know why.
But on this one, it was like
It's weird.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I mean, that was like my little nitpick. But I thought overall, this was a great street, grimy, edgy album. From beginning to end, I thought he could have closed the album out a little better. I thought the album closed with Cormega. I thought
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, I think for you to start it off with the Evidence joint, with the instrumental, then the Evidence joint, and then you got Squeezed, and then for them to finish it with War Scars, I was like, that could have kind of. I wish you would have picked a different track to finish it off with. But overall, I love this project. I mean, I probably don't love it as much as Reloaded. I think it falls a little short, but this is still a great project that I love. I love Roc Marciano. I love him as a lyricist, an MC. His wordplay is like no other. It's kind of like LP. Like you can't duplicate him, man. He's so ill. So I thought this project was good. Production was good. It was dark, gritty, grimy, all that. Good features. Everybody did a good job, with the exception of a few people, but I liked it.
Because he sounds like Evidence.
Yeah. Who, Roc Marciano?
Yes. Yes, he does.
All right, let's go into your review.
That's part of my review.
Okay.
The second I heard Roc Marciano, I was like, he sounds a lot like Evidence, and there's nothing wrong with that because I love Evidence. Roc Marciano to me always sounded like a dirtier Evidence. So when I listened to this project, I was like, damn, he sounds even more like Evidence because Evidence started the album out, and I didn't know it was him. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this dude sounds more like Evidence than he ever has. And I was like, oh, it's actually Evidence. And then up against Roc Marciano, you see that he does. I mean, come on, man. Like, they have the same, vocal tone.
Okay. They both monotone.
No, not monotone.
No,
they have the same vocal tone. When you listen to them, I'm not saying they have the same flow. I'm not saying they have the same. When you listen to them, they have almost the exact same pitch. So I don't think that he's in a whole other league. I understand why people like him because I like Roc Marciano. I think he's a dope lyricist and I love his wordplay. But I agree with Raphael. When you listen to this project, all the beats are dope. All the beats are nice, soulful beats. They're jazzy beats, except for the one with Freeway. I liked how it had that weird live drum sound. That was a little bit different. And the track right after that, I forget the name of it, but the one right after that had the same weird drum line.
With AG.
No, I mean maybe it was one before that then. But there was either way. But when you listen to this, it starts to get to the point where the beats are a little bit too samey. And I don't think it was necessarily boring, but it got to a point where when I throw this on, after a while I stopped paying attention. Because it was almost like it was one continuous story. The beats weren't varied at all, really. I actually enjoyed Empire Strikes Back more than this. And that's where I kind of disagree. I can't remember which one of you guys were saying it, but about him veering off. I don't think the production on that album really sounded like the production on this album at all. I think that Roc Marciano is a type of MC that can really rap over almost any kind of beat because he's not like some otherworldly MC where he's not gonna fit on other production. Like, if you listen to Empire Strikes Back, that project is incredible. Roc Marciano sounds amazing over all of that production. But on the flip side, when you get to this, it's just like, it's good, but it doesn't keep my attention. You know,
and that's why I said like
Cycle Wars is different from Dollar Bitch. You know, that sounds completely different. That one,
yeah, but it's the same mood. It's the same.
Is it the same? Is it the same mood because he sounds the same?
No,
I'm
it's
saying
the production sounds the same.
Yeah, the production.
that electric guitar sound. And so you telling me that and soul music sound the same?
But that's why I agree with Mike.
You tell me that and soul music sound the same?
Man, throughout the project.
No, it
throughout
don't.
The project,
That shit sound completely different.
man, throughout the project,
Cut
it
the
sounds
check,
the
so
same.
cut the check sound different from soul
That
music.
wasn't my point, by the way. But y'all.
You said
Y'all go ahead and argue, and I'll get back to what I was saying. Y'all
It
go ahead
didn't
and
sound the
argue
same. It sounded different.
I think overall, just the project sounded very samey, and like Mike said, it just lost its appeal for me over time. Like the longer I just listened to it, that's the reason why I called it boring. It's not like. It was just too much the same. I just stopped listening to it after a while. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to stop it and then go back to it and listen to the rest of it. Like I couldn't go through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just too much the same, man. Like, sorry, Mike.
No, don't apologize. No, y'all argued a completely irrelevant point I wasn't even saying. I'm saying that, no, not that your point is irrelevant. Let me take that back. I'm saying that's not what I was saying. I understand why you think the album is boring. Trust me. What I'm saying is that the album as a whole was very samey. If you have 12 tracks on the album, I don't know how many tracks are on this. How many tracks are on this?
15.
Okay, 15 tracks. You can't throw me 2 and say the album's not samey because of those 2. You still got 13 other fucking tracks that sound samey. So yeah, you might have a little bit of flavor thrown in there, but if all of the other ones have the same mood, you don't have a varied album. Now, I understand that's not what he was going for. He was going for something that was overly cohesive. That was this is my sound, and I want you to rhyme over my sound. I get it. But at the same time, when I throw this album on, it doesn't really keep my attention that much because the overall mood of the album is so laid back. It's almost the same feeling I got when I listened to Mac Miller. Not comparing them as MCs, of course, before everybody in the dumbass comment section starts tripping. I know. I know. But I'm saying, when I put his album on, I got the same feeling. It's too laid back to the point where I stop paying attention until a track jumps out that I'm just like, oh, okay, this like the Freeway track. Freeway woke me up. When he started hollering, I was like, oh shit, okay, I'm listening to this album again. You know, and the production on that track, I'm not saying it sounds the same as the other tracks, but it's in the same line. You know, there weren't really that many tracks on this project that were just like, the track is completely different than all of the other ones. When you listen to Empire Strikes Back, I didn't have the samey feel when I listened to that project. I had a feel of these are a lot of different types of beats, but Roc Marciano kind of flows the same over him, and his flow just fits.
She's white. She's white.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't get too aggressive.
Yeah,
Black,
I know I might get fucked up. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Like, look, no shot to Roc. I think he's a dope artist. I like him, but just this project, you know, I feel just like Mike is. The production's a little too samey. You know, this is a mood album for me. Does it bump in the whip? When I feel like it bumps in the whip. I have to be in that mood because I bumped it in the whip. You know what I'm saying? Like almost every project that we review, I have to listen into the car, else I can't say it bumps in the whip. But this one definitely bumps in the whip, but I just have to be in the mood to bump it, man. Even, you know, I'm just listening to it. I just have to be in the mood, like action. But over action, I think that this is more in the rotation. Like action just really wasn't in the rotation. This is definitely in the rotation. I just have to be in the mood. No shots. He did his thing. Go support. You know what I'm saying? Go cop it. You know, if you like the slow flow type of artist, man, this is definitely for you.
I like it. I fuck with it, man. I think if you like this type of stuff, definitely go pick it up and support it, man. You know, I like Roc Marciano. I like what he contributes and brings to the game right now, and I think you know, for me, when it comes to this project, it's just like what he said it was going to be. Is I have all of these beats, and I'm going to recruit some of my MCs that I like, and you know, we're gonna make an album together. I'm gonna put it out, and that's what I got. So, and I got the type of production that I expected to hear. I didn't, you know, I could see you saying the same, or you and Mike saying the same, and I'm not going to argue against that. But you know, I have no issues with it.
Right.
So,
It's just
so yeah, it just works for me. So I'm cool with it, man. So I fuck with it.
It's my favorite MC. I love
I love it, man. I love this project.
He's like one of my favorite MCs.
Yeah, I love this project, man. You know, it's shit. Can pretty much mirror what I was thinking. I mean, it's what I expected. I love the production style, the good cohesive of this album, and he still had that unique Roc Marciano sound that he always have. Shit, I caught this bad boy the first day it came out, so hey, support it. I love looking forward to his album with Alchemist. So he's supposed to be dropping an album with Alchemist this year, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. So, but all right, that's it.
No.
I enjoyed this project. I thought this was a good project, but like FIFO, I really have to be in the mood for this project. I think there is a very drastic difference between cohesive and boring. An album can be cohesive without being boring. An album can be boring without being, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that this album was boring because it was too cohesive. I just think that the production itself, after a while, it blended in a little bit too much. And I don't think the MCs that were picked, all of them great MCs, but I think the MCs that were picked, they didn't do much to break up the monotony or the sound of the overall album. But if I'm in the mood for something extremely laid back, then yeah, I can throw this on. But again, like Ralph, actually unlike Ralph, this is not in my current rotation. I'll take Empire Strikes Back over this any day. And I'm looking forward to the project with Alchemist because I would love to see what type of beats Alchemist gives him, and I would love to see what he's going to do over those type of beats. But this particular project, I have to be 100% honest, as much as I like it, it's not my favorite rock project, and it's not one of my favorite rock projects. But Rock still does his thing, man. He's a nice MC. He's got a nice sound. I love his wordplay. I like how he's complex, but he tricks you into almost thinking he's not complex.
Right. Oh, man,
when you listen to him, like you think you get him on top.
And I think it has a lot to do with his smoothness. Like it's like he's not even trying. It's just like he's just
But he'll hit you with
and
some
then
shit.
I think what's unfair about Roc Marciano is people throw him into that street lyricist category.
Right, exactly.
And that's another thing I was trying to get out while y'all were arguing.
Yeah.
Is I think it's unfair to keep saying that, oh, this lane. He's not just a street lyricist. And when you see him, you might really think that because when we saw him live, he came out with the towel over his head and was just spitting. Now, if I didn't know shit about him, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's just one of these street cats. He's talking
It was Emerald City
with a big chain. But when you
Reloaded was so perfect.
when you listen to his album, no, you're good. When you listen to his album, you won't catch all the lines off top. You'll think he's just talking about some simplistic whatever shit, just But then when you come back later, you're like, God damn, I didn't catch that the first 3-4 times.
That's what he said. Chrome Magnum, living primitive.
Like
Chrome Magnum.
Yes.
Oldest lineage. The coders of the flow patterns. Like, come on, dog. That shit is fucking crazy.
I agree. But overall, great project.
Yeah.
I agree with Ralph. I gotta be in a really strong mood to listen to this. But that's really it.
Yeah.
Good project. Go check it out if you like that Mr. Slow Flow type shit.